In this short video, I'm going to show you how to add labels to your consumption. So I'm on the screen that shows the graph of my electricity use. As you can see, this particular graph starts last night and carries on all the way through to today at about 12 midday. Here's an example of an existing label. So previously I've labeled this bit of consumption with the computer icon, computer label, because I think this is when I was at home working on the computer, and most of this consumption here was probably computer, printer, maybe light on in the office, that kind of thing. So that's a label I did earlier. Now, how would we add an existing label? So here, for example, I think I was probably cooking tea. This is probably the electric oven. So how would I label that? Well, what you need to do is you work out roughly what time you think you were cooking for, in this case. And I think I started cooking about here, which looks like something like 7:15. That feels about right. You put your cursor at about 7:15 when the event starts. You click, and then you drag your cursor roughly to the end of the event. And I think probably stopped cooking around about here. I let go of the cursor when I've got the area that I want. So I've clicked, I've dragged the cursor across, then I've let go. Once I've done that and I'm happy with the area, I click anywhere on this grayed zone. Click. Here I now have the options of all the different icons I can choose from. Now this was a cooking option. I've got a choice now. I can either use I think we have a cooker somewhere. Here's a cooker. So I could use oven to represent cooking, or as this was dinner, I could choose this one here, which is dinner. And on this occasion, I'm going to choose dinner. This is just a different way of saying the same thing. Dinner might also include when you are sitting down and eating, whereas cooker might be the actual cooking bit exclusively. So I've chosen dinner. I'm going to click on OK. It's being a bit slow, unfortunately, but as you can see, the icon has appeared here for dinner. Now, if I wanted to change that from dinner to cooking, I would click on it again. I've changed my mind. I'm going to actually make this into an oven because I prefer that. And I think I'm actually going to add some text this time. Why not? Cooking dinner. Click on OK. The icon appears. The text doesn't actually appear on the screen, but you'll see if I click on it again, the text is there, but it's not actually shown. Now, as you can see up in this corner, I've clicked Hide Suggestions. Now, what does that mean? Well, basically the computer will, if you wish it to, identify what it thinks to be different events in your day. I've asked it not to by clicking on Hide. If I click on Show Suggestions, you see these two question marks have appeared. So the computer's trying to help me, the system's trying to help me by saying it thinks this is an event that I might want to label. And also this second one here might be an event that I want to label. These are the only two it's selected in this case. And the way it chooses them, you can see here, is by looking at discrete events. It's looking for events where there's a gap, normality, a kind of a gap before and a gap afterwards. So I don't think this is an event, in fact, because this was in the middle of early morning between 12 AM and 3 AM. This might be an event, but I don't want to include this. So I'm simply going to delete that. Don't like it, don't want it, delete. This one, however, this looks like 6 a.m. This is when I got up and had my cup of tea, so this is probably me using the kettle. So I think I like that one, I'm going to use it. There's the kettle. I'm going to add a bit of text as well. My morning cuppa. Click on OK, and the icon for the kettle, the little label's appeared.